Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So right now in Forza Horizon 5, we are currently in week 3 of update 38 Hidden Horizons, where you could argue a back to the 90s car was introduced, the 1991 Toyota Chaser GT Twin Turbo. Now, as cool as the car is, what I do find quite fascinating is that over the years, the community has been asking for a Toyota Chaser, more specifically the JZX 100. Even over on Forza's official suggestion hub, the JZX 100 is one of the most highest voted cars, accumulating almost 2,000 votes. And yet, the Chaser that Playground Games decided to introduce was the model which had around 100 votes. I'm just thinking, surely they could have sourced an all-original JZX 100 somewhere around the world, despite a lot of them being modified in some way, shape or form. Or maybe they already have, which is why for update 39 we are heading back to the 90s. Now, before we continue, thanks to your support over on my channel, I'll be giving away 2 Forza Horizon 5 car packs of your choice. To enter, simply like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also comment down below your Xbox gamer tag along with the car pack you would like, and the winners will be announced in 48 hours. So good luck to everyone. Now, I will admit, when I first heard that update 39 will be themed around the 1990s, which will go live on October 10th, I was very surprised considering that several new to Forza cars that have been introduced as of late were pretty iconic 90s vehicles. We just got the Toyota Chaser, a couple of weeks ago we had the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 3, as well as all the cars from the JDM Jules car pack from update 36. It's been a pretty stacked roster when it comes to cars from the 90s, but one thing I'm sure most of you would have probably realized by now is that most of the 90s cars I just mentioned are all Japanese. Now, this isn't to say that for update 39 we won't get any more 90s Japanese cars. Playground Games may perhaps surprise us with a few more JDM icons from the golden era, like the Toyota Chaser JZX 100 that was mentioned earlier in this video. Or maybe we could even see another highly requested car like the Honda EG Civic. I know many of you watching have been typing down in the comment section of my videos, hoping that someday we might see this car return. And so would I, because I remember back in Forza Motorsport 4, there were literally online lobbies filled with just Honda EG Civics, doing all sorts of different racing, whether it's circuit battles around Tsukuba, toge runs on Fujimi Kaido, and even roll racing on the Le Mans Straight. It didn't matter. The EG Civic was such a versatile car, and the fact that Honda never released a Type R variant for the EG made the Civic more relatable in some weird way to car enthusiasts. So maybe we might just see the EG Civic for update 39, and the other highly requested 90s JDM car from the Forza suggestion hub is the Toyota Altezza or the Lexus IS300. Now, as much as I would like to see this car for update 39, I'm not really liking the chances as much as I do with the EG Civic, mainly because the Altezza that we saw back from Forza Motorsport 4 were not made from the 1990s. Therefore, should Playground Games reintroduce this car back into Horizon 5, it needs to be a completely new scan with the right cars sourced. And seeing as how we've had quite a few Toyotas introduced as of late, like the GR Yaris, the TRD Camry, and the Toyota Chaser, I'm not quite sure if we will see any more Toyotas, at least for now. Which then leads me to the other 90s cars from all across the world, and my goodness, where do I begin? I will admit, Playground Games has truly surprised me with a lot of the cars they have introduced throughout 2024, so it'll be difficult to gauge as to what cars we might expect to see for update 39. The easiest choices to begin speculating with is perhaps 90s cars we've seen from previous Forza titles that still hasn't made it into Horizon 5. I know in my most recent video, some of you have been requesting to see more Australian cars like the 1996 HSV GTSR and the 1992 Ford Falcon GT. would be a pretty good start. As someone who grew up around Aussie cars, these Holdens and Fords should 100% be in Horizon 5. Now let's take a look at some cars from America. I believe one of the most highly requested vehicles that players would like to see return is the 1990 Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z. Yes, I understand this car originally came out in the 80s, and we do already have the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am GTA in Horizon 5, but seeing as how the IROC Z was in Horizon 4 and even in the latest Forza Motorsport, I think this will be a great addition for Update 39. Even the Dodge Stealth Turbo and Eagle Talon, which are both featured in the latest Forza Motorsport, would be cool to see as well. Yes, I know that they are essentially Mitsubishis, but aesthetically speaking, they do look quite unique to their Japanese counterparts. Another American 90s car that we haven't seen since Forza Horizon 3 is the 1995 Ford SVT Cobra R. Sure, we did get the 2003 SVT Cobra in a car pack recently, but seeing the generation before would be quite appropriate. And now we move on to Europe. Let's start with the Porsche 928 GTS. I mean, we have seen Porsche themselves leak this car on their Instagram featuring other Porsches in Horizon 5, so to not see it in the game, even though it was leaked by Porsche themselves, as well as being featured in Horizon 3 and 4, it's interesting. Maybe Playground Games had a plan to hold this car back all the way until Update 39, and a couple of British cars like the 1990 Jaguar XJS and the 1998 Aston Martin V8 Vantage V600 would both be great choices as well. But the reality here is, who exactly knows? An interesting thing that I noticed is that in recent updates, we actually haven't seen many returning cars from previous Forza titles being featured as quote-unquote new cars in Horizon 5. The last notable ones were Update 36 with the Aston Martin Zagato and Update 34 with the BMW 635i and the Lotus Esprit Turbo, and the rest have really been new to Forza cars. So I'll ask, what cars would you like to see for Back to the 90s update in Forza Horizon 5? I've seen a few suggestions for the ultra rare concept car, the Ford GT90. Man, I remember seeing this car for the first time in Gran Turismo 2 and I was like, what on earth is this beast? And then seeing it again in Project Gotham Racing 3 was very cool. I mean, how many Fords do we already have in Forza Horizon 5? Why not keep adding more at this point with the GT90? I mean, this is perhaps one of Ford's most unique concept cars ever. And there's one more vehicle. It's quite an obscure car, and seeing as how there hasn't been many French cars celebrated in Forza Horizon 5, the car I would love to see introduced for Update 39 is the Venturi 400 GT. It's not quite a Ferrari F40, but there's a certain intangible charm about this car that really makes me attracted to it. Only 15 street versions were ever made, so to source one and then scan it, I would imagine would be insanely difficult. But I guess from the developer's standpoint, if Forza Horizon 5 is still the racing game it claims to be, then sometimes maybe going the extra mile is worth it. And as I said earlier, Playground Games have been surprising us with quite a few new cars they have introduced as of late. But what do you guys think? What cars would you like to see for Series 39 Back to the 90s update? Share us your thoughts down in the comment section below, as I do read all of your comments, guys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon related, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.